It seems a ridiculous notion that you could drown in shallow water, especially after you have survived the deep. It seems strange that you could drown in something that you could handle. It seems strange that you could drown in something that you could master. But the toughest times of life are not in the beginning of the struggle, because the beginning of the struggle catches you fresh. You're vibrant. You're cocked for it. You're dangerous. But it is when you are closest to the shore that you are the most vulnerable to collapsing.
This is the potter's touch.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, in the name of Jesus Christ our King. I am so blessed and so excited to have the opportunity to share the word with you. I'm excited about the word. I still get excited about the word. Been preaching 37 years. I still love his word. I love what it does in your life and in your heart. I love how it strengthens you. I love how it helps you. I've got a message that I believe you are going to love. Take a look. It seemed odd to me that statistics say that most accidents occur 2 miles from the house. It seems like if you were going to crash, you could have crashed 25 miles or 15 miles or 10 miles from the house. But sometimes when you are the closest to the shore, things become the most difficult. In my text this morning, we are following the Apostle Paul on a journey for the Lord. There are some concepts, I just pulled a few, life lessons that I want to share with you this morning that will keep you from drowning in shallow water. Touch your neighbor and say, are you listening this morning? Number one, and you might want to jot these down. Don't take the presence of the storm to indicate the absence of God. Don't take the presence of the storm to indicate the absence of God. Sometimes when you enter into a storm, and there are all kinds of storms, health storms, physical storms, financial storms, emotional storms. There are all kinds of storms. I'm not talking about the storms that rain down water and the lightning and the thunder and all of that. I'm talking about storms that other people can't see. Undetectable storms. Storms that make people think you haven't been through anything. Because you get up out the bed every morning and you put your hair up and put your makeup on, and they don't know you put your smile on just like you did your makeup and walked in smiling because you were going through a secret storm. Has anybody ever gone through a secret storm? See, when you're going through a visible storm, somebody will hand you an umbrella or a raft or some help or some assistance because they are aware of your suffering. But when you're going through a secret storm, there is no comfort there because nobody knows that you're dealing with a secret storm. They're jealous of the car you're driving, not knowing that it's 2 payments behind. They're envious of the position that you were promoted to, not knowing that now that you're promoted into that position, you can't even rest at night. You can't even sleep at night. You've got so much pressure and so much responsibility on you. And all of a sudden you're in a storm and nobody even knows it. And when we get in a storm, we have a tendency to wonder, where is God? Job said, I looked for him. He was there a minute ago, but now I can't find him. I looked on the right side and I couldn't find him. I looked on the left side and I perceived him not. Where is God in the storm? Because we buy into this notion that if God was with us, we would have no storm. That if God were really with us, we would be happy. That if God were really with us, everything would go smoothly. That if God were really on our side, we would have no family problems. If God were really with us, our bills would be paid. How could God be with us and us be in foreclosure? How could God be with us and we have cancer? How? Job said, I can't figure it out. How could my kid die and God be with me? How could my house be on fire and God be with me? I looked for him. I looked for him. I didn't see him. I didn't see him. I looked on the right, I didn't see him. I looked behind me, I didn't. You said you had my back. I didn't see him. I looked in front of me. I thought he'd lead the way. I didn't see him. But you cannot see in a storm. That's why he told you to walk by faith and not by sight. You cannot see in a storm. Don't look for God to be sensual in your storm. He will not appeal to your senses. Your senses add to your comfort. God will not make you comfortable in your storm. But just because you are in the presence of a storm, the storm does not negate the presence of God, nor does it indicate the absence of God. In fact, if you really want to see God do his best work, get in trouble. I know you think God does his best work when you're dancing in the church and you're clapping and you're raising your hands and all of that stuff. No. I know that God visits your praise. The Bible said he inhabits the praises of Israel. I understand that God visits your praise. But if you want to know where God lives, he lives in trouble. The Bible said he is a very, very present help in the time of trouble. If you're looking for God, he's in the storm. He may not be saying anything, Peter. You may find him asleep on the boat in the bottom of the ship, but don't think that he jumped off the boat because you were in a storm. He is with you in the storm. He promised to be with you. I'm going to tell you something about the promises of God. Anytime God promises you something, get ready for trouble. I know you haven't heard it taught that way, but I'm going to rock your world this morning. Anytime God promises you something, get ready for trouble. I never promised the obvious. I never promised the obvious. I never promised my wife, I promise you I'll be a black man. You'll get it when you get home. I promise you I'll remain a male. Never promise that. You never promise the obvious. You give a promise when you know that something is going to come to make you doubt. If I write Michael a check, the check is a promise. He cannot spend it, but it is a promise that the money is behind it. Whenever God promises you something, he says, you may not have it in your sensual realm right now, but I promise you. Good God. Did he promise you anything? I heard him myself. I heard him when he said, he promised me, when you pass through the water, I'll be with you. He wouldn't have said that if his presence was apparent, because you never promised the obvious. He said, but when you pass through the water, you got my word on it. I am in there with you. You may not see me, you may not feel me, you may not sense me, but I tell you what, all the while you're stroking in the water, understand you are not stroking by yourself. Don't be so aware of the storm that you lose awareness of the God in the storm.
Still to come on The Potter's Touch.
I'm not in this by myself. I'm not driving to work by myself. I'm not paying these bills by myself. I'm not taking this medicine by myself. I'm not raising this child by myself. I'm not holding this house together by myself. I know I got at least one passenger. The Lord is with me in the storm. Storm, if you fight me, you gotta fight him. I don't have no details, but I am coming out of this. I don't know where the money's coming from, but I am coming out of this. I don't know whether it'll be divine healing or medicine. I am coming out of this.
For helping us reach others with your gift of any size, you'll receive your divine destination as a 2-CD set. Just visit our website or call 1-800-BISHOP2.
The storm may blow a lot of things away from me, but it will not blow him away from me.
And when your gift is $60 or more, we'll give you both messages from your divine destination on DVD as well. However, when your gift is $100 or more, we will also add the Grateful Heart stationery set. Let us help you navigate through your storm today.
I wonder if Peter wouldn't have done better steering the ship from the bottom of the boat. Instead of steering in the sensual realm where the storm lives, the real guide was in the bottom of the boat. And are you steering your life based on what you see, or are you steering your life based on what you believe? I don't know why God had me on this morning, but I suspect that somebody in this church is in a storm. You don't steer through the storm based on the conditions of the storm. You steer through the storm based on the solidarity of your faith and understand that this too shall pass. Wait. Let's settle this right off the top. Let's fix the end from the beginning. Before the first lightning flashes, before the thunder rolls, before I even get wet, let's settle one thing right now. When we see the dark clouds coming and we feel the moisture in the air, let's settle the end from the beginning. I am coming out of this. They didn't hear what I said, baby. I am coming out of this. I am coming out of this. Tell your neighbor, I am coming out of this. I don't have no details, but I am coming out of this. I don't know where the money's coming from, but I am coming out of this. I don't know whether it'll be divine healing or medicine, but I am coming out of this. I don't know whether they're going to lay hands on me or I'm going to have to do therapy, but I am. Oh my God, I wish I had some faith in this room. I wish I had some faith in this room. You ought to make a declaration right now that the devil can hear. I am coming out of this. Okay, the storm has started. The beginning has occurred. Alpha. I don't know what all I'm gonna have to go through to get to the end of it, but let's set a pin on the end of it and say, I shall come forth as pure gold. I may have to crawl, I may have to cry, I may have to wait, I may have to suffer, I may have to hold my peace, but when everything is said and done, I will come out of this. How you know you're coming out? Because he's with me. He's with me. He's with me. He is with me in the storm. The storm may blow a lot of things away from me, but it will not blow him away from me. Let's settle on that. He is with me in the storm. I don't know whether you're with me. 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 But let's settle this much right now. I know I got at least one passenger. The Lord is with me in the storm. Storm, if you fight me, you gotta fight him, because the Lord is with me in this. That's shouting stuff right there. That's. I was reading an interesting article about elderly people, and it said elderly people have been proven statistically to live longer if they have anything living in the house. Anything living in the house. I mean, anything. Even if y'all don't like each other. You got somebody to argue with. You got somebody to roll your eyes at. You live longer. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that blew my mind. Then they said, it doesn't have to be a person. They said, if you got a cat or a dog or a goldfish to feed or something to worry about or something to take care of or something to do, if you got anything living with you, you live longer. But if you don't have anybody and you don't have a cat and you don't have a dog, if a cat and a dog's presence they didn't hear what if a cat's or a dog's presence can increase the years of your life, how much more would the presence of God increase the years of your life when you find out I'm not living by myself, I'm not in this by myself, I'm not driving to work by myself, I'm not paying these bills by myself, I'm not taking this medicine by myself, I'm not raising this child by myself, I'm not holding this house together by myself. Don't allow the presence of the storm to make you doubt the presence of God. Everybody in this room that knows that the Lord is with you, stand up and brag about it right now. Yeah. Yes. 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 He's with me. The Lord is with me. I hope he's with you, but I know he's with me. The Lord is with me. He's been with me a long time. He's been with me for 56 years. All of my life, the Lord has been. Can I get a witness in here right now? Sit down, I'm just talking to you. Now my heart went out to Paul. He's already been through a lot. And the Lord is using the ship to get him into his destiny. And then the thing he was counting on, riding on, protected by, start coming apart. What do you do when what God gave you to ride in starts coming apart? Do you give up hope? Do you throw up your hands? Do you walk away? I want to suggest to you that God did not promise the ship. He promised you. He didn't promise the ship that he was going to be with the boat. He said, I'm going to be with you. So number two is, don't preserve the temporary. I don't want you to define success or to ask God to preserve the temporary. Don't ask God to preserve the temporary. See, this is good. See, God promised to get you there, but he didn't say how. God promised to bring you through, but he didn't say through whom. And if you're not careful, you alpha males, you controlling sisters, you will put all your energy into preserving the boat, not understanding that success is not defined by preserving the temporary. And you'll put all of your work into preserving something that God only gave you for a season. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying. Every blessing is not meant to last the journey. God brings some people in your life to get you from point A to point B. Oh, God, help me this morning. And if you're not careful, you will get to point B. Instead of going to point C, you'll stop and try to preserve what you had, not understanding that God's got something else to carry you the rest of the way. I'm saying that just because the ship comes apart doesn't mean you have to come apart. Can you imagine being on the boat, bound and tied, stressed and weary? The thing you was counting on to get you to the other side. The job you thought you'd retire with to get you to the other side. The house you thought you'd have the rest of your life to get you to the other side. And the storm got it. How many of you have lost some stuff in the storm? Lost some friends in the storm. Lost some people in the storm. Lost some relationships in the storm. And it made you feel like a failure. But you're not a failure. It was a temporary blessing. If it was meant to stay, it couldn't leave. In fact, the destruction of the boat could be an announcement that you have arrived at your destination.
I'll be right back with you after this.
I know I got at least one passenger. The Lord is with me in the storm. Storm, if you fight me, you gotta fight him I don't have no details, but I am coming out of this. I don't know where the money's coming from, but I am coming out of this. I don't know whether it'll be divine healing or medicine. I am coming out of this.
For helping us reach others with your gift of any size, you'll receive your divine destination as a 2-CD set. Just visit our website or call 1-800-BISHOP2.
The storm may blow a lot of things away from me, but it will not blow him away from me.
And when your gift is $60 or more, we'll give you both messages from your divine destination on DVD as well. However, when your gift is $100 or more, we will also add the Grateful Heart stationery set. Let us help you navigate through your storm today.
Get up close with TD Jakes Ministries at tdjakes.org. We have many great resources available. Stream live or watch on demand. Become a TD Jakes mobile insider and connect with us anywhere at any time on your smartphone or tablet by downloading the app. Give and support by texting TDJ to 87400 and receive mobile alerts with info, updates, and special offers. Talk to us on Facebook, tweet us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Connect with us today.
Too close. Squeeze that hand. Let your neighbor know you're too close. I rebuke the spirit of giving up. Squeeze that hand. I rebuke the spirit of giving up. Don't give up on your life. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your family. For God's sake, don't give up on yourself. Squeeze that hand. I don't care how bad it is. Hey, Lord. Glory, I feel the anointing moving in this place. Somebody's getting a touch from God right now. Yes, Lord. Take me through it. Whatever it is, give me the strength. Give me the strength. Oh! I'm out of time. I've got to stop there, but it's been a real joy, a precious joy, a deep and fortifying blessing to share the word of the Lord with you and to be an instrument to encourage you. And I pray he used me well. And I pray you become all that God has called you to be. And I pray above everything else that you do not quit. For you are closer now than when you first believed. God bless you. Hold on.